Hey, what's up, everybody? That's your boy Matty Ice here with a brand new video, and today I'm doing the first ever movie review on my channel. And the movie that we're gonna be reviewing today is Evil Dead Rise, which was a 2023 a movie directed by Lee Cronin and stars like Alyssa Sullivan, and there's I forget the other girl's name. Sadly, I forget it. So let me know down in the comments, but yeah, so it was yeah. So this is the new installment of the Evil Dead franchise. This is the fifth movie of the Evil Dead franchise, and that this is like sort of like a reboot series, like movie. So as far as I know, this has nothing to do with so that this one has nothing to do with like the 2013 movie, and like has nothing to do with like the old trilogy that came out in the 80s and 90s, and like nothing to do with TV show either Ash versus Evil Dead. So it's got nothing to do with so there's just like a reboot of sorts. What's personally I don't mind because but yeah, so it's like so it pretty much follows these two sisters. What's that? Like it's Alyssa Sullivan, and I'm so sorry I forget the other actor's name because she was also really good, but who that they're both like these estranged sisters that they never really gotten along too much, and so that they finally get back together, and that this one sister's trying to get back into her like her nieces and nephews' lives, and trying to reconnect because that she found out that she was pregnant, and so while they were talking about some of the stuff that was going on in life, that there was a big earthquake that happened, and boom, the Necronomicon. So that's kind of the plot point of this, and then obviously that the kids find the Necronomicon and use it. What's again, that's the basis of like all these Evil Dead movies and shows. It's just like, oh hey, that we found this strange book, and that we accidentally summoned something that we didn't want to summon. Right? But so as a whole, I loved the setting of this because it's like this time around it was in like this old apartment building that was about to be shut down or condemned. I guess you could say like it was about to be condemned, and so obviously the mom is trying to figure out like it's like okay, that where am I gonna go now and stuff, and and then obviously the older sister find out that she's pregnant, and then also trying to connect with the sister and nieces and nephews and stuff, and so like for me, like this was such a good setting, like for a movie, because it's like pretty much all the other four movies have been, well, actually three of them have been in an apartment building. So, so it's like all the other movies have been in a cabin in the woods. I don't know. So I forget what I said already, but so see, all the other movies have been cabins in the woods, pretty much, like except for Army of Darkness, which that one was like that they went back in time. For that one, like he time traveled, and but so three out of the four of the movies have been in a cabin in the woods, and so like this was a very exciting, like a fresh take. I feel like for me, like it was a very fresh take, like having in a condemned apartment building in a major city because that this was based on Los Angeles, which if you guys know, yeah. So it was very cool to see that it was like a new setting and like a big city, and so that like I was expecting like it was like I was expecting a little bit more chaos with like a lot more people because because it was set in a big time city, but uh, so it's about the same as the other movies, which I would say this one I loved. Like it was brutal. It was a very brutal movie at points with like some of these kills or some of these scenes. It was very brutal and very chaotic. Like because it's like in this movie, it pretty much took place in like one hallway of the apartment complex. And again, that this is like an apartment complex that's about to be condemned, so there's not too many people in there anymore. Like there's like there's a handful of people, and so yeah, so it was very chaotic. Even though I feel like it was the same amount of people as there were in like other movies, like like the 2013 remake or like the first two movies. I feel like it was about the same amount of people, But yeah, just overall, like, I love the chaos of it. I kind of wish there was some more people that got like that joined, but there weren't as many people. Sadly, that was like my one little like gripe with it was just like, like that you finally put it in a big, like in like a major city, and uh, like that was the one thing. I just wish that there was a little bit more chaotic with that. But I feel like like, but like I feel like it was very brutal, and like it did have some gore, but I think it wasn't so much gore, or like, so it's like I felt like it was like it was just the right amount of like brutal and gore and all that stuff. Because that was like my issue of like the 2013 remake. It was just like at points I felt like it was being gory just to be gory. Like if that makes sense. Well, this one I think wasn't as gory, but like it still had that brutality of it, and like it was just the perfect amount. And so actually there was one scene where a bunch of people were in a cabin in the woods, and obviously shit hit the fan, and but that was like a 5 minute scene at the very beginning of the movie, which at the end of the movie they kind of like wrapped back around to it and explained like how these people got possessed, which makes sense, right? So see, I kind of liked that, like how they showed that scene in the very beginning of the cabin, and then didn't explain it until the very end, and then like it connects. Which with that ending, I'm thinking that there could be a second one. That's like that's how I interpreted it. So I don't want to spoil too much of it, but the ending I thought was really good, and like again like I think they left it just enough open to where like there could be a sequel to this movie, which if there is, I'm not gonna complain, and like I hope there was. So I hope they keep going with like trying out new locations because again like just to have it in the cabin in the woods like it's kind of like okay it's been done a lot in the series and it's just been overdone in the horror genre, if that makes sense. Like like it's been done a few times, like a lot in the horror genre. It's been done a few times in the Evil Dead series, like that's how it started, being a cabin in the woods. But so see, I'm excited if there is going to be another movie based off of this because I thought it was really good, and since I thought the casting was really perfect, like I thought the casting. So see, okay, so see, like I wouldn't say perfect, but I thought the casting was really good. So see, I thought they casted everything really well, and so see, I think so see, I think it was like a okay, so see, I think it was like Alyssa Sullivan who played the mom. I think it was. So see, I forget which one who played the mom now, but like the person who played the mom, I thought she was like the perfect cast for the mom, because and to play the dirty like and to play the Deadites because that she was the first Deadite in the movie that like that she was the first one to get infected, which I don't think that's really that much of a spoiler. Like it was shown in the trailers that she was the Deadite, and like I think she was the perfect person to play the Deadite. And then like even like the person who played his sister, I thought was a really good choice because they do. So like it's not exactly 100%, but it is pretty close. Like that they do kind of look a little similar. So see, I think that was a pretty good choice. I thought she did a great job playing like this estranged sister who kind of lived this crazy life. And honestly, I thought the kids did a pretty good job too. So see, I forget the kids' names now, but I thought all the kid actors did a really good job, and I thought uh, the misdirects were pretty good too. So those scenes were pretty good, and but as a whole, I really loved this. And so Bruce Campbell, who was starred in the original ones, produced this too, which he had a little special cameo in it, like that he played this. So see, I don't want to call him a priest, but like he voiced. So it's like in the movies that they like in this movie that's some like final records with like the process of like explaining the book, and so it's like he was the guy on the like on those records that was like reading the book out loud. So I thought that was a pretty cool cameo having Bruce Campbell join the Evil Dead movies again. Like even if you couldn't see him, like it was just still cool to have him. like lend his voice to the movies. But yeah, so that's just my things about the Evil Dead movies. But so as a whole, I'm gonna give it a 4.5 out of 5 because I thought it was really good, and it was a fresh take on the series. I thought, and it kind of breathed new life for me a little bit because it's like I loved this, like I love the original trilogy, like Evil Dead One, Evil Dead Two, Army of Darkness, and so I even like the 2013 remake. I love the TV show because the TV show kind of went back to the goofiness of the old trilogy, which I loved. So that's part of the reason I loved it's like the second Evil Dead and Army of Darkness was because the goofiness. Well, this one it did have while the new one did have some goofiness, like it had a couple goofy parts. I feel like it still overall was a really serious movie, even with its kind of goofier parts. So I will say that. But like that, this definitely did take a more serious approach, like the 2013 one. But I would say with like the brutality, the action, the suspense, I thought this was a really good movie. So like if you love horror movies or if you like just love like suspenseful stuff, definitely go check this one out. Again, a 4.5 out of 5, and it's just a great, fantastic movie. So if you ever get the chance, check it out. Till next time, peace out.